Is that an eyelash? Hey guys, it's Wyndham. This isn't Video Wednesdays. This is something very different. This is 1,000 subscribers, and I figured I would do frequently asked questions. So yeah, this will be a channel update, 1,000 subscribers, and for this, I'm going to be doing frequently asked questions. Reason being I'm doing frequently asked questions instead of doing that in a live stream, which was my original plan, was I tested out my internet speed. And the internet speed that you need to be able to do a live stream, and as of right now, I don't have that. I have to upgrade my package if I want to be able to do a live stream from here, or else I'm gonna have to like borrow a friend's internet. As of right now, I've broken 1,000 like this morning. I'll put the date on my channel. So Heath Ave has been a loyal follower for a few months now, few months now, and so he gave me 10 questions to answer, and then I'll get to some other ones. But anyway, he said, question 1, what state do you live in? As of right now, I'm not gonna necessarily pinpoint what state I live in. If I end up getting a P.O. box or something, I guess it would be kind of obvious, because unless I get a P.O. box out of state, like with my family, and I go check it just like every few months. But yeah, as of right now, I'm not going to reveal what state I live in. It shouldn't, I mean, I'm sure it's not that hard to figure out, I guess. But just know that I do live in the South of the United States of America, and you can probably tell that because it comes out in my accent every now and then, and also because I know the Renegades. So, but I currently do not live in the same state that they do, if that helps, but they also don't really reveal where they live. What are your career goals? Are they primarily YouTube, acting, or otherwise? Well, that's a really good question, and it's a really good question because I don't really know. I originally got a degree with the intention of teaching because I'm really good at art, and I might do a video or something and show you guys that. I'm really good at art, and I'm also really good with teaching and really good with kids. But then my senior year, I kind of discovered that I didn't want to be in the public school system, and anybody that is currently majoring in education, you're gonna have to make that decision for yourself. Me, I realized I like teaching, but I don't like teaching right now. I don't like teaching how it is right now in the United States, what they're doing in schools. I don't personally agree with it. So, and I had always acted, and I loved acting, and I said, you know what, I miss it. I had primarily done stage acting, and I was just like, I really miss this, and so I was encouraged by a lot of people to try to translate that to film, and so thus began my career as an actor, as a film actor, was because I realized how much I missed it, and I wanted to give it a try. With YouTube, this was just kind of a surprise for me. I didn't expect it to get this big. I just kind of started YouTube because I'd had a really interesting year. I was not in a very good place, and I just extended a challenge to myself to keep myself accountable by trying to expand my film palette. And so that's kind of what happened. Was I was working on video editing skills just because I do photography and stuff too, and I realized I needed to work on that, and I had to send in a bunch of video auditions, so I might as well learn how to edit video. And yeah, I just kind of started a YouTube channel. So I don't know if this is necessarily career goals. I would love for this to turn into something big and collaborate with a bunch of different people. I guess just see where it takes me. I think that it could open up a lot of doors, connect me with really cool people, and just be like a really cool hobby, and maybe eventually could be part of my job. And I think that would be really neat. Would I do collaborations with other YouTubers besides the Renegades and Zen Spaz, be either physically in person or another source of communication? I would definitely be open to doing things with other YouTubers. The problem is, and this sounds, you know, awful, but the thing is when you don't know somebody, you have to be really careful to be safe. Earlier this year, and a few of you guys that have kind of reached out to me and, you know, just tried to get to know me. Earlier this year, I had a run-in with someone that was not very pleasant to deal with, and he ended up kind of cyber stalking me and being just really rude on a bunch of my social media things. And so I just have to be careful. But I do really want to get to know you guys. I do like building a community with you. But yeah, I definitely would be interested in collaborating. It depends on your content, it depends on how well we work together, our energy, and you know, it kind of depends on you as a person and what kind of effort you put into things. You know, like if you're really good at scheduling and you're not a flake. So I guess it just depends. As I get to know you guys, I may see some other channels that I'm interested in, and if people were to reach out to me, or you know, I've got my business inquiry email on my channel now, and so there's that. What other plans do you have for your YouTube channel in the future? Okay, first of all, live stream. Da, 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 da. Second of all, keep subscriber count growing, I guess. Third of all, try to be consistent with video Wednesdays. Eventually, I would like to move into maybe doing something on Mondays and Wednesdays. Preferably maybe a film review always on Mondays, and then something else that's kind of fun on a Wednesday. If it can get that far. Right now, I've been, you know, lucky enough to have other people around, so I can do stuff consistently that isn't necessarily a film if I've just been too tired to watch a 3-hour movie and do a review of it. So, but something I would really like to do is, I might as well tell you guys the source of my YouTube name, That Filthy Casual. It's because you can ask anybody that has played a video game with me ever. I am ridiculously bad at them. I am so bad, and it has nothing to do with my lack of exposure. You know, my brother did the right thing, my dad did the right thing, and they exposed me to video games from a young age. And there's plenty of games that I've played and I've liked and I've been good at, but for the most part, I'm unnaturally bad at video games. Like, so bad. And so I got called a filthy casual a lot by a lot of people, so I decided to embrace it and make it my channel name. So something I would really like to do, and let me know down in the comments if you think that this would be cool, is I would really like to maybe do some playthroughs of some different games, because my ultimate goal with gaming is I want to be able to get better. So what I think would be kind of cool is to kind of map out my journey and record myself of trying to get better with games, and maybe do some gaming reviews from the perspective of someone that's a beginner. You know, like maybe you guys are dating someone, or maybe you yourself are not necessarily that good and you're wondering what you can get into that wouldn't be too hard for you to kind of get into this. It's really a culture for you to kind of get into this culture, or you are trying to figure out, you know, maybe your sister really wants to be introduced to this culture and you don't really know where to start. What games would be easier because you can't understand why she can't grasp those concepts. So I think it would be kind of cool to kind of map my journey in that. So let me know down in the comments, first of all, what games are for beginner gamers, and also if you guys would be interested in me doing something like that. Question 5, are you going to do special videos whenever we reach milestones like 1,000 subs, etc.? Question 6, how did you know the Renegades? I'm aware that Micah knows your family. Micah, we actually answered this in the live stream whenever I was there, whenever they hit 35,000. And we kind of answered it, but of course, you know, it gets kind of lost. I think it ended up lasting 2 hours. I doubt you want to like swim through all that footage, unless you enjoy watching it. Every now and then I go back and I watch the live streams just because there's so much that happened. It's fun to go back and look. But yeah, I met Tolliver and Micah because they were actually best friends with my older sister. So they would come over to my house all the time, and I would see them, and so I'd be like, I was friends with them on different social media and everything, and you know, we kind of had similar social circles. I think they were really good friends with a guy I dated at one point, and so we just kind of always overlapped in social circles for a while, and so we just were friends. And yeah, I started this channel, and Micah reached out to me, and so through Micah I met Nate and Caleb, and it kind of just took off from there. So yeah, that's our relationship. What other talents would you like to pursue, like singing, writing, and etc.? I feel like this was kind of touched on a little bit earlier. I do art. I am an artist. I paint and I draw and I do photography and kind of branching out into videography, but I'm not as good at that yet. I've got a lot to learn about editing. I've got a lot to learn about, like, you know, lighting and exposure and also about audio, so there's definitely a process in that. I do enjoy singing. I'm teaching myself the guitar, I'm teaching myself ukulele, and I got a drum set, an electric drum set for Christmas, so I like music and I like learning a bunch of things. I can already play the piano, so I enjoy music, but I don't necessarily know, I don't think I'm ever going to be good enough for that to be the forefront of my creative endeavors. But yeah, I would say art. I would love to design clothing. I already do some artistic designs, and I do drawings and stuff for people, and I do commissioned artwork. I do a lot of, you know, like I'm an artist, I do commissioned artwork. So yeah, I've thought about opening up an Etsy store and selling some of my artwork on there, and maybe get some screen printing done of like some of my designs. And I do write, but I don't know if I would ever write a blog. I think, if anything, I do have like an idea for a novel I've been working on for a while, and people that are closer to me have gotten to read it. So it's a really good idea. I wouldn't share it with you guys because I don't want anybody stealing it. But if I ever get to a point where I have a lot of free time, I'd like to work on that, just because it'd be really cool to finish. Would you cosplay as your creations at conventions? You know, I don't know. I enjoy building and creating the ideas in the first place. And I also like spins where it's not traditional cosplay, I guess, where it's like, you know, like a version, taking my own creative take on things for different photo shoots and stuff, because I'm a photographer and directing that and being an artistic director. So, you know, every now and then I enjoy wearing it, but I also like being behind the camera and recording somebody else wearing it too. So maybe if it was the right creation, the right costume, the right character, I probably could. How often do you plan on going to conventions with your rise in popularity? Do you mean like cosplay conventions, or you mean like conventions for YouTubers? I don't know, maybe when my popularity isn't just 1,000, we can talk about that more. So we're up to 1,000, and everybody says that my next goal should be 3,000. So yeah, I don't know, maybe let me know down in the comments what you think, like when we should try to reach 3,000 by. I don't know, I don't really have a say in it, because I can share my videos up to a certain point, but it's really, you know, viewers and giving people what they like and other people being able to find me. So that's a good goal, but I don't really necessarily have a way to do that, other than be myself and make sure I put out more content. So, what's your opinion on fan-made stuff on YouTube? So, fan-made stuff on YouTube. Are they saying like when people make... This is an interesting question. I wasn't really sure if he meant like fan art and fan fiction of YouTubers, or if he meant like, you know, sometimes someone will direct like a short film of like a novel, or like their adaptation of a novel and they post it to YouTube. But as far as the first question, I'm a big advocate of that because I feel like it builds up your community, and I feel like it's just kind of fun. This is my first piece of fan art, and it was kind of humbling and mind-boggling that someone cares that much and just enjoys my content and me that much that they would do something like that, it kind of made my day. So yeah, send it to me on Facebook, you know, send it to me on Instagram or Twitter. I love it. I think it's really cool. And my favorites will get featured and I'll say, yeah, it's my favorite, and I'll show you guys. Have you ever thought about doing video game Pepakura? Well, considering right now my Pepakura is kind of just Star Wars themed because I am getting the hang of it. Hopefully I can work on my helmet like this week because I don't have to work until later. But because it is, I'm just learning, I think I would need to master it before I go into other things, you know, because it's kind of easy right now with certain things, and there's like different templates and stuff that you can follow. So I guess it just depends. I mean, sure, if I was a fan of the game enough, or if I was making something for somebody that was a fan of a game, yeah, I would do video game Pepakura. That's all the questions that I kind of got from people as far as right now. So yeah, if you've got any other questions, feel free to put them down below, or send them to me on Twitter, or send them to me on Instagram. And yeah, if I hit 3,000, I'll make another video like this. Hopefully in the next few months I can upgrade my internet so that way I can live stream with you guys. Let me know what you think about me reviewing games and maybe doing playthroughs and reactions to different games. And in the meantime, I should have a 250 out for you guys this Wednesday. I think I'm going to make another video maybe showing off some of my artwork to you guys to release this week. Because of the celebration of 1,000, I'm going to be releasing videos, more than one this week. So it's Wyndham. Follow me on stuff, and I can't wait to hear from you all, and I'll see you next time.